hands down today. And then we go to Joe Amato. He's the winner in the Top Fuel. There's Joe pulling by in the left lane to win today 2 events at Sears Point. Now, the before-mentioned Shirley Muldowney, as we said, a true trailblazer where women never were able to tread until Shirley broke through. Did not qualify. She's a 3-time Winston Cup, though, champion, and had a movie, Heart Like a Wheel. Who had played you? Bonnie Belinda?
Bonnie Bedelia.
Bedelia. All right.
Bo Bridges was.
Bo Bridges. You like the way you were depicted? You like seeing yourself on the big screen, somebody else being you?
It was different, you know, to have someone, you know, play your part and tell your story, and I thought she did a pretty good job.
Okay. Let's take the audience back to when you began. Why does, and again, I'm going to sound, you know, the old sexist question, why does a woman want a drag race?
Actually, I was a street racer when I was a kid back in the early 50s, and it was, I liked the sport, I liked the competition, but it was more so a lack of supervision, only because both of my parents worked and they were not aware of what I was doing.
Are you serious? I thought maybe Dad took you out and helped you get rolling.
Oh, no. In later years, he was probably my biggest fan.
Okay. But how about when they first heard? You remember Mom and Dad's reaction when they heard their daughter was sneaking around driving race cars?
Up and down the city streets, They were not thrilled with me. But I grew with the sport, and then the first time they ever attended a race, by today's standards, it would be considered an outlaw-type racetrack. But they were thrilled. They really liked it and supported me over the years.
Your story, of course, chock full of very dramatic injuries. How many times you've been busted up?
I had a couple fires in the early 70s, and that's when the cars were not proven like they are today. And the only time in my 33 years that I got on my head was in '84, and it was a result of high-speed parts failure. So I took a ride. It beat me up pretty bad. But
where'd the cha-cha come from?
It was, nicknames are very synonymous with our sport and easy to remember. And I thought that because my name was so long, if I shortened it up and there was more room for sponsors on the race car, it certainly got a lot of attention, and it sold a lot of models.
You had to, obviously, as we said, any trailblazers got to fight to get to the top. Can you remember an incident where somebody tried to stop you, and just through sheer force of will, you got ahead?
They all tried to stop me. They used to throw soda cans out of the stands. But that's what pushed me. That's what motivated me. So many people said, you can't, you shouldn't.
But who would throw a soda can? Just some guy said there's no place for a woman? These are fans?
It was a guy. It wasn't a lady.
Yeah.
It was, the fans were hard on me equally as much as the racers were. But
how about the other drivers?
They were very tough on me in the early years, but a lot of people were on my side. A lot of the fellas supported me and helped me over the years, and it was kind of like chipping away at it. A little bit here, a little bit there, and all of a sudden one day it paid off for me.
We asked our previous guest, Darren Lewis, if there was an incident when he felt he made it. You remember one time where you figured, I've arrived, I'm no longer just a novelty? Although people still know you primarily as the first woman to crack it in drag racing, but maybe one time when you felt, I'm here to stay?
I was thrilled the first time I ever ran 200 mile an hour. And by today's standards, that's not anything. It wouldn't get you in the show at all. We're running 280 and 290. But when I went professional racing in 1971 and I went on my first tour, that was exciting for me. I wanted to be part of the big drag racing scene that was happening on the West Coast, and my first time out in California, racing with the big pros, the Perdomes and Tom McEwen, Don Garlitz, that was a thrill.
Now, you're here with your husband tonight?
My husband.
What's your husband's first name?
Ron.
Ron, don't you want her to stay home? Where's Ron?
He crew chiefs my car. If I stay home, he's out of a job. We're all both out of a job.
No, I was just thinking, if I was married to you, Shirley, no offense, I hear it, Shirley, where are you going today, honey? Oh, 250 miles an hour, good. I'll sleep in and watch, Wheel of Fortune. I mean, I wouldn't want you to leave the house to go drag race. That's a terrible thing to say.
Why?
Why? Ron, that doesn't bother you at all. Okay. We're having a good time. He builds the cars then.
Well, through his efforts and his ability, he makes me look good.
No, that's terrific.
He does all the hard work. I get all the glory.
Now, you have something coming up.
I have a major sponsorship that we just secured, Petramali out of Texas. It's a quality oil, engine oil, and high performance, and it's what we need to get our job done. We look for any edge we can possibly get.
Final question. How much longer are you going to do this?
as long as I can obtain the sponsorship and the funding that we just did, I want to be there for a long, long time.
And your husband keeps building the cars you got to make.
Well, we're going to do a lot of testing this year and get ready for 92 and go out there and show them what we have.
All right. Nice to meet you,
Yes,
Shirley.
sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, and you're always welcome. And again, that's just teasing your husband. More power to you. Okay, great. We're going to take a break.